Using async annotation without creating a custom executor can be highly dangerous in the production environment. Do you know why? The reason behind this is simple async task executor. What happens when you don't create your custom executor and use @async annotation? Internally, it uses simple async task executor. The biggest problem with simple async task executor is for each and every task, it creates a new thread, which means that there is no thread reusability. Let's say if your application is under heavy load or your application is having so many requests, and for each and every request, let's say you are doing a async operation. So for each and every request or for every task, it will be creating a new thread. Creating a new thread for each and every request lead to high memory consumption and there is excessive context switching. Eventually your CPU is exhausted and you will get to see out of memory error. Let's see how we can define a custom executor for our application. Here we have just initialized the initial thread pool size and what would be the maximum number of thread which can be created, that is 50, and the queue capacity which is 500, which is the maximum number of tasks which can be reside inside the queue. Let's say your application is getting thousands of requests in a second. In that case, what will happen? The first 10 threads will try to execute 10 tasks. Rest of the task will go into the queue, okay, and will sit idle until unless a thread is free to execute that particular task which is staying in the queue. Now, if the queue is also full, then it will scale and it will create 40 more threads because since you have defined the maximum thread pool size is 50, right? After that, even if the maximum number of threads are there and your queue capacity is full, you don't have enough, space to take new tasks. In that case, it will start rejecting the task, which is also good as a fail-fast approach in the production environment. Now, what happens whenever you use @async annotation? Internally, it will check is there any custom executor present. If yes, then that executor will get used instead of the simple async task executor. So it is very important to understand the analogy whatever we write in our code.